The top stories: renowned politician calls upon political parties to make the most out of the national dialogue. And Ethiopian Airlines launches flight to Botswana's Mon city. Hello and welcome to EBC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism, with the latest news highlights of the hour. I am Tabitha John. To stay with us, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed announced that the government has successfully completed the Piasa and Arat Kilo route of the Addis Ababa Corridor Development Project within the designated 3-month time frame, meeting the scheduled deadline. Abiy made the announcement after he was given a tour of the current stage of the Piasa-Arat Kilo route to the warm welcome of city residents here today. It should be noted that the Prime Minister earlier made a commitment that the upcoming assessment of the corridor will focus on the streets. Quote-unquote, resource saving remains essential, and we need to be fast and innovative to maintain our momentum in the remaining corridors, he noted on his X account, saying that his administration's topmost priority is to guarantee excellence and establish a favorable atmosphere for all citizens. Ahmed went on to underscore that this endeavor flourishes through collaboration. He expressed gratitude for the positive reception he and his team have received. Ethiopian Finance Minister Ahmed Shide has conveyed messages for Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed to the Emir of the State of Qatar, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani. The message from Prime Minister Abiy pertains to the bilateral ties between Ethiopia and Qatar, as well as strategies to enhance ties to new levels, as per the news report by the Peninsula Qatar. Ahmed made their delivery on Monday during a meeting with Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani at the latter's office in Lusail. In business, the Ethiopian Airlines, a member of the Star Alliance, has launched its second flight to Botswana, stretching its wings to Mon. Mon, the tourism capital of Botswana, has become Ethiopia's second destination in the country after Gaborone, which has been served since 2016. Botswanan ambassador to Ethiopia, Tebelelo Alfred Boang, and the airline's management staffs attended the launching ceremony. In his address to attendees, Ethiopian CEO Mesfin Dasso pointed out that the airliner has been in the midst of expanding its wings to a host of domestic and international destinations. Africa's aviation giant is flying thrice a week to the new destination as of June 10, 2024, saying that the state-owned air service provider is contributing to the advancement of the African Free Trade Zone. Dasso went on to note that the commencement of the new flight to the city strengthens the tourism, trade, and the overall socio-economic ties between Botswana and Ethiopian global destinations. The leading African carrier currently operates 147 aircraft to serve 22 local and 136 international destinations.
It's a great moment indeed for the Republic of Botswana and also for relations between the Republic of Botswana and the Democratic Federal Republic of Ethiopia. So we are pleased that with the collaboration that we have established with Ethiopian Airlines, Africa is getting more integrated. It is also our pleasure that this happens on the advent of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, which is actually now gotten into operation.
when you come to Brussels, make sure that you come and visit and see the Atomium, which is one of the main tourist attractions here. This building serves as an art exhibition, museum, and cultural center.
Perfectly in time for sunset. Look at that. Yeah.
In a significant development for Ethiopian politics, the long-awaited national dialogue among all Ethiopians, including political parties, is finally underway, emphasizing the need for constructive engagement. Reflecting on the matter, a seasoned politician, Beyyene Petros, who chairs the Ethiopian Social Democratic Party, urged all stakeholders to seize this opportunity. He also highlighted the importance of putting clear boundaries between party and government lines, while at the same time calling on the opposition to move beyond blanket opposition and actively participate in the dialogue process, believing that this could lead to substantial progress in the country's political landscape. Our staff reporter Johannes van Taun sat down with a renowned politician and compiled the following report.
Born in 1950 and joined his long political journey before 1991 while the EPRDF took power, Professor Beyyene Petros is a renowned politician and was a professor of biology at Addis Ababa University. Since he had resigned from his appointment as Deputy Minister of Education by the then government in 1991, Professor Beyyene has played an important role in different opposition parties. Talking to ABC World about the ongoing national dialogue in Ethiopia, Professor Beyyene said this initiative is the pressing demand of Ethiopian opposition political parties since the time of the transitional government.
We in the opposition political party have been demanding since the days of the transitional government. So we found that this element of discussing, talking about, dialoguing on fundamental issues was missing in Ethiopia, and hence we are unable to address some fundamental problems in this country or narrow the differences between the various populations, sectors, and also in particular, between the intelligentsia, that very little interaction, hammering out issues, differences. And then we thought that was a prerequisite to establishing a democratically elected government.
The professor, who was a member of the Ethiopian Peace and Reconciliation Commission, which was a predecessor of the Ethiopian National Dialogue Commission, said, taking into consideration of the prevailing situations in Ethiopia, the commission is doing better.
Under the objective situation, prevailing situation in Ethiopia, they are doing fine. And I say that because I was also, the predecessor of this was the Ethiopian Peace and Reconciliation Commission. I was a member of that. So we took 3 years. It was very difficult to take off.
Vehemently condemning some approaches of the dialogue process as a result of the bloodline between the ruling party and the government and appreciating the improvements made so far, Professor Beyyene underscored that the need to understand the national dialogue is the mandate of the government.
I think the will of the government and also the correct understanding of this is a government function. It's not a party function. National dialogue is a government function. So if this is fully understood, then we can go a long distance, okay? But what spoils is the political party interference. The ruling party interference will spoil it. So, that is consciously guarded against. Then I think we'll have a relatively better, kind of opportunity to make use of this utmost, okay? And that would benefit Ethiopia and the Ethiopian population at large.
Finally, the professor urged all opposition political parties to move beyond blanket opposition and actively participate in the dialogue process, believing that this could lead to substantial progress in the country's political landscape.
I know there are few who simply condemn the whole thing, and it is interesting to note some of those few guys, we used to work as opposition, and this national dialogue was in our agenda. We used to advocate that, but now I see some simply rejecting. Okay, I think this is opportunistic. Okay, we have been calling for national dialogue. It cannot be perfect. There is nothing perfect in this world, but make the best use of it. Be part of it and influence.
And finally, the 13th Ethiopian Jazz Day Festival, hosted by the delegation of the European Union to Ethiopia, took place here in Addis Ababa. Speaking on the occasion, European Union delegation to Ethiopia and African Union Ambassador Roland Kobia reiterated that the main reason for EU to organize the event was for promoting togetherness. Tigist Harnisa attended the event. Take a look.
Themed Jazz Up Peace, the 13th Ethiopian Jazz Day Festival, hosted by the delegation of European Union to Ethiopia, has taken place with Ethiopian renowned artists and bands. The afternoon has been full of multiple jazz performances. Speaking on the occasion, European Union delegation to Ethiopia and African Union Ambassador Roland Kobia reiterated that the main reason for AU to organize the event, he says, was in promotion of togetherness.
The second reason why we have organized this is because we believe that arts, culture, music and jazz are about values that are very important to us. It's about diversity, it's about tolerance, it's about mutual respect, and it's about peace. And we are trying our utmost, to try to bring the spirit of reconciliation, of togetherness, of tolerance, as I said, in order to bring Ethiopia, in a better mood. And I hope this contributes to that.
Acting Deputy U.S. Ambassador to Ethiopia, Naomi Fellows, for her part stated that jazz has been evolving globally, and here in Ethiopia with relentless efforts put in place by a number of renowned artists, adding that jazz played a vital role in enhancing bilateral relations of Ethiopia and U.S.
Jazz continues to evolve globally and here in Ethiopia, with new generations of music like Elias Mulugeta, continuing to bring jazz and Ethio jazz to audiences around the country and the world. That certainly has been true throughout the 120 years of U.S. and Ethiopian bilateral relations, with American and Ethiopian musicians playing together, influencing one another, and creating Ethiopia's own distinctive jazz tradition that incorporates elements and instruments of both musical environments. So let's take an opportunity to enjoy a little bit more jazz together and think about how music and culture can bring together people from across ethnic, religious, and language groups.
Jazz has a unique power to bring together individuals from all walks of life and embracing one another.
You're watching ABC World, a reminder of the top stories. Renowned politician calls upon political parties to make the most out of the national dialogue. And Ethiopian Airlines launches flight to Botswana's Mon city. That's all we had for now. I'm Tabitha John. Thank you for watching. Have a good time and do take care.